Hey guys, it's me, Christy Lee. Welcome back to my channel. Today is, I think it's Tuesday, April 7th. Just walked out back here to check on the garden. Seems like there's a lot more traffic today than there has been for the last week or so. I'm wondering if maybe people are starting to get tired of being at home. For the last week or so, it's really only been semi-trucks. It just seems like there's a lot more traffic. Anyway, I was gonna take a look around the garden today and show you some updates. We've of course been planting more succession sowing. Some things are a little wilted because it is getting a little warm out. Eric did water the garden this morning, but some of these things just can't take the heat. So let's walk around and take a look at everything. All right, let's start with Gage's little garden here. Told you guys before I wasn't sure what he planted, but he had planted a bunch of seeds in all the holes, so things started popping up. It looks like he's got some okra plants in this first row, some squash or zucchini in this row, and then it looks like this row is spinach, and you can see just how many plants are there. Hey Tuxie boy. Hey baby. Next to that, we planted some extra squash and zucchini starts on a mound here. I've never been successful with our squash plants, so we want to make sure that we are planting as many as possible and doing this succession planting thing to try to make sure that we get at least some, because we really love squash and we really want to grow it. So that's why you're gonna see that we have a lot of it started here. On this side of the fence, my two Christmas pole beans came up very nicely, and I thought this was all cucumber, but then I remembered that I planted some tiger melon or tiger melon. I'm not sure exactly how you say that, but so some of these are going to be cucumbers and some of them hopefully are going to be melons. I planted more zinnias along the outsides of my garden beds. Eric put up a small trellis for this cucumber plant that was starting to reach out. This is the last cauliflower I have left in my beds. I've been pulling them up. I found worms on the other ones, so I just fed it to the rabbits. This one looks nice. So this is, I've never seen a furry cauliflower. Of course, I've never seen like fresh grown cauliflower either, so I don't know. But squash and zucchini plants, I finally put some hay around them. We've got lots of male flowers coming up. Tomatillos are doing okay. Something is obviously eating at them. I think I showed you guys last time that I had planted in here. So we've got a row, the dirt that's exposed, that's a row of corn I came in and planted a few days ago. This row of beans here are black beans. Got more corn and a volunteer sunflower. These are kidney beans down this row. Squash and zucchini planted from seed. Oh, there's a sweet potato. I found a sweet potato vine from last year growing where Gage wanted to do his garden, so I plopped it in here. And there's corn there also, and there's corn here as well. Right here are my mustards that I sowed, not mustards, sorry, collards. I sowed not really thick, but I definitely put a lot more seeds than I need, so I'm gonna have to go in and decide which ones to keep, but they've all come up along with another volunteer sunflower. I think this is an acorn squash. I think that's what I put in this row. This is the only one that's popped up. And then here, this one is my amaranth. Unfortunately, these things are not very strong. And I really don't know if I'm gonna get anything, and I really want to. I want some amaranth. What is it, little girl? You're so precious. Miss Midnight. something popping up here, but I don't remember what it was I threw down here. They had to have been tiny seeds that I just sprinkled on the surface. Here are some peas and 2 of the Christmas pole beans here. He said he watered this area, but they feel awful dry. And I believe that these are either cucumbers or tiger melons, or maybe one of both. So we're just trying to come out like every day or every other day and start new seeds. We have a really long growing period here in Florida. We can grow pretty much all year long unless we have some crazy, unusual cold weather, which doesn't really happen. My cat is laying across my bean plants. Anyway, so yeah, that's what here I discovered. I don't remember if I put this in the last video, but a cucumber that had gotten overripe and fell to seed last year has put up a lot of sprouts. Usually these things don't survive. Came through here and I planted some tomato plants. I believe these are my Marigolds. I planted them really deep to encourage root growth along the entire stem. And then this entire row are zucchini and squash plants as well. It goes all the way down there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plants in this row. Bell peppers. Oh man, yeah, I think they are bell peppers. My peppers are not doing good at all. Something is definitely feasting on these. Most of them are all but gone. Strawberry is looking fantastic. It sent out runners last year. Picked a few strawberries, like I said, I think in the last video, but I've been feeding them to the rabbits because there's just not enough to do anything with. It looks like I've got some beans growing, which is exciting. There's at least 1 or 2 on all these plants here. I braided these 3 sunflowers together to see if I can get a braided sunflower plant. This was exciting. I've never grown nasturtiums before, and this was my first time. I hear that a lot of people have difficulty getting nasturtium to sprout. I didn't. And we got our first bloom the other day. It's beautiful, very interesting. It's got like a tail on it, and there are several more blooms, so I'm really excited about that. That makes me very happy. My basil's getting attacked by something as well. I haven't transplanted my bachelor buttons, my marigold. Eric gave my other seeds away, so I'm gonna have to get some more, but it's being eaten alive. I'm pretty sure that's why they tell you to plant marigolds next to your vegetables or in your garden, because the bugs choose to eat the marigold over your veggies first. It must be delicious. I don't know. So they did what they were supposed to do, but now they're gone and I need more. A couple more of the, I don't know. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh. My first little tomatillo or ground cherry, I'm not sure which, but yeah, I haven't transplanted those yet, but they seem to be doing okay. I had tiger melons, I'm not sure what the correct name is, grown in both of these, but something ate them, so I replanted, reseeded, with beans and squash plants. Christmas pole beans and cucumbers on the side of the fence did not make it. The Georgia collards over here, I mean, they're definitely leggy, but they're putting off their first set of true leaves, so I guess that's good, right? Finally found out what this vining plant is. It is going to be a squash or zucchini, and I'm pretty sure those are cucumbers. Local county extension office is promoting victory gardens, so I applied to take part of that, and we actually received some seeds from them. We got some pink corn seeds. I don't know if that was a coating. It looked like a coating, but Eric went ahead and planted those. Oh, in addition to all his other corns. And we got cantaloupe and peas, but we haven't planted any of those yet. Oh, all of Eric's starts have been transplanted into the bed, and then the rest of this area right here, he used those pink seeds. And again, his watermelon's down there. It hasn't popped up yet. I've got several of my okra up here sprouting, and these two and the two other rows, those little lubber grasshoppers took out all those seedlings. He's got one little watermelon sprout in this little mounded area. He planted a cucumber here. I know he said he planted one here. Oh, and another one right here. These are along our front yard fence. I want to be able to share. I mean, I wanted things to be able to grow along the fence. Use what you have, right? But I also want to be able to share whatever crops we can get to grow out here with our neighbors. Here's that squash pit I told you guys I was going to be starting, with the rotting food in the bottom of the hole, and then you put dirt back in it and stick your squash in there. So we'll see how that does. Here are two of Eric's rosemary seeds starting. Getting lots of mushrooms in our front yard herb garden. Our mint is spreading all over, which is fine. I know a lot of people consider it to be invasive, but we love it. If we could, we would cover our entire yard with it. If we weren't trying to grow other foods. But if we just had a bare lawn, it would probably be made out of mint. So it's taking over. The, not oregano, the parsley. No, this is, what's the other one? It looks like parsley, but it's not. Well, this might, I can't remember what this, there's a tag right there. It is parsley. So his parsley has grown a lot since we put it in here. He moved his chives. My tomatoes that are up here, I have a little baby tomato right there on that one. And this one fell down and it's basically crawling on the ground now. This rosemary is just gonna die, but a lot of his seeds have finally started to sprout for the rosemary that he's trying to grow, so we're really excited about that. So this is not in my yard, but it's right across the street on this little median, and there's more all along here. This mulberry tree. And I've been coming once or twice a week to pick off any of the lower hanging fruit that I can use to try to make mulberry jam for the first time. The bunnies are doing good. They're hiding, keeping cool. I've been giving them fresh veggies and stuff out of the yard. And in 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks, I am expecting a litter of babies from her. I also transplanted some of my spinach starts over here where it's shade most of the day, but it does get a little bit of sun. They're not doing great, but they're not dying either, so I'm happy about that. Last but not least, let's check on the chickens. I'm gonna take a little break. It's getting hot out here, but I'm going to be bringing the babies out to do their foraging. Ooh, tomato. Oh, this is one of my sun gold cherry tomatoes. This plant in particular, the fruits get a much darker orange. I'm thinking because the sun hits them more than the ones over here. Usually when I pick these, they're slightly more yellow than orange. Same plants. All these plants came out of the one tomato like this. And I've been keeping them all in this little jar until I get enough to do something with. And here's the babies today. They grow so fast. My babies. I put a little perch in here for them and a tray of sand so they could play in that. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. Very quick, short. I'm sure there's more to come. Hopefully our garden does really, really well, and one day I'll walk out to do a video update and it will just be full of big, beautiful, healthy plants and fruits. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.